So let me know when you all can see it. And then we're also gonna do a couple things. You got a thumbs up? Got a thumbs up there? All right, perfect. This is a class that we hold called Marketing Secrets. This is one of the most popular ones that's out there in the EXP University. We get a lot of comments, a lot of feedback when we run it. My name is Bernard Ablola, for those who don't know me. I'm the Director of Marketing at EXP Commercial. Here's a couple of things that you're gonna learn today. One is how to create a lead generation system. Super important about marketing, right? The reason why is if you don't have a system, most things fail by the wayside, you know? So, and you're gonna learn some amazing things and you're gonna go back and say, oh, that was great, Bernard, and Alan showed me all these amazing things. How do I implement it? I may, be a solopreneur or may have a small team or I don't have a marketing agency. Don't worry about that. The reason why I call the secrets is because I'm giving you information that a lot of large companies use to grow their marketing on even a limited budget if needed, or even startups. Okay? I'm going to talk about the AIDA formula. Write this down. Attention, interest, desire, action. If you don't get anything else out of this presentation, grab those 4 words, grab that acronym. Attention, interest, desire, action. All of your marketing should follow this formula. It's time tested, it's true. Even when I did my MBA back 10 years ago, this was a formula that we used. That means every single post, your message, banners, landing pages, website, if they don't capture the user's attention right away, if they don't generate interest of why you're gonna, what's in it for them, if you don't stir up desire, right? And then you don't ask for a call to action, then you're doing yourself a disservice, you're doing your business a disservice, you're doing your company a disservice, you're actually doing yourselves a disservice, right? Because if you grow your business, you're able to support yourself, your family, your business. All right, and then lastly, if we have some time, we'll go into some advanced marketing tips. I always like to kind of go deep dive into some tactical things that you're not gonna see anywhere. And I guarantee you're not gonna see this information as well. A lot of people don't share this type of knowledge because one is it's very powerful, right? And if other people are to use it, that means competition will use it. That means, that you're kind of, out there with everyone else. But what I always teach and I always preach is your marketing has to be outstanding. Because when your marketing is outstanding, guess what? You stand out, right? That word is inside of there. All right, so a little bit about myself. Again, Director of Marketing. I spent my entire career in the intersection of technology and marketing. Okay? This is my wife, she's an attorney. Her name's Tiffany. That's our dog, Sky. He's a Pomeranian Husky, and he pulls me on my skateboards. One of my favorite modes of transportation, right? Marketing, you have to be creative. Yes, we have cars and electric cars and this and that and sports car, but I like a skateboard because guess what? If you're on that skateboard, which I was on this earlier today, and Sky was pulling me down the street in Orange County, you can't think of anything else but do not fall. Do not fall, Bernard, because if you fall, you're in trouble, right? So it's almost meditative. Okay? I did my MBA at Seattle University. I focused on business, obviously, but India and China. I wanted to see what other countries are doing and how they did it very well. So I traveled extensively going to those countries learning about business, not only from the business processing side of things, the retail side, and also e-commerce. And then I'm also an ex-Microsoft. So I was under Bill Gates and Steve Ballmer. They brought me in to basically help launch Microsoft advertising. So I have a lot of experience on managing portfolios of money that deal with search engine advertising, search engine marketing, SEO, pay-per-click campaigns, you see them now, right? My why, if you ever read Simon Sinek's Start with the Why, this is Noah. He's now 8 months old. So this presentation needs to be updated with a new picture of Noah, but he's my why. All right. When I'm not doing marketing, I'm giving back to the Holistic Life Foundation. I sit on the board of directors. Well, we've been teaching inner city youth mindfulness and yoga. All right, so that's what I do in my spare time. All right, are you still all in there? Can I get a thumbs up or can I get a chat? Let's drop something in the chat here. And let's just type in, let's go. I like when I see people chatting there, let's go. I'll move on to the next slide. All right, love it. I love the capitals and the exclamation mark. Okay, my guarantee to you is I turned off my cell phone. I closed the door. Sky, the puppy, is on the floor. He's knocked out because he ate and he had something to drink. I'm going to focus my entire time on you, and I'm going to give back because that's why I'm here. I want to add value. My goal and my mission is to teach entrepreneurs digital marketing. Because if I teach entrepreneurs digital marketing, guess what? Your business will grow, your company will grow, we all win together, right? And entrepreneurship is at my heart. You know, when I started my career, I was working for so many different places. I remember working at Comcast Cable, answering phones when the cable went out. And I had to, you know, I sold cars and, you know, at Toyota at one time. I did everything that you could possibly think of, even cleaning up, you know, after conferences or going to a factory. But my ticket out of Baltimore City was entrepreneurship, was learning how to be self-sustaining entrepreneur. And, you know, I've had businesses that anywhere from web development to advertising agencies to a networking company where we fix lawyers' computers, all the way to a retail fast food smoothie shop in Seattle. So I've seen it, done it. I'm really fortunate for it. So my goal is to teach other entrepreneurs marketing. Here's the reason I focused on marketing is because I really think that we're all in the business of marketing. Yes, you're going to be really good at buying and selling homes. You're going to be really great at working with seniors and their network. You're going to be really good at whatever you do. But the only difference between you and the competition is marketing, right? There's a lot of, you can argue and say, Bernard, is that true? I can tell you that, does McDonald's have the best burgers? Right? Does Burger King have the best burgers? Do they have really good marketing? Right? I can tell you that Taco Bell, do they have the best tacos? Or is there other place out there, right? But the difference is the level of marketing, being seen, increasing your brand awareness. For us entrepreneurs is lead generation. And what that means, okay? Shortcuts seldom work, right? I can show you something today and you're like, okay, that's great. I'm going to use this tactic and go out there and become a genius at it. I would say if you put it in the system, it'll do better, right? So this is the system I'm teaching you. This is a system that we use to grow not only large companies, medium-sized companies, small companies, but you have to have it in the system. One of my favorite quotes, you do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Very good book by James Clear, Atomic Habits. I'm going to repeat this because this is that important. This book sits on my shelf. It sits right here on my desk. I have one in the car. I have one in the bathroom. I have one everywhere because I want to pick it up and learn it and grow from it. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And we all have goals, but if it's not put into a system where you can have it into a process, it will not be executed on, right? So that's how I think about health. That's how I think about finances. That's how I think about businesses, putting these things into a system, even relationships that we build. All right, enough about me, enough about who I am. You're probably like, okay, Bernard, show me the money. Why am I here today? All right, so let's get to the next slides. Before I hit the next slides, I want you to put dollar signs in the chat while I grab some water. Once I see those dollar signs in the chat, that shows me you're engaged. Harley Eddie have a lot of dollar signs. That's big. That's really good. I like that. Not just one. We're all overachievers here. It's wonderful. Okay, here's the simple lead generation system. This right here, this presentation that you're seeing is it. This is a case study. I'm going to elaborate on that. Okay, I'm a big fan of Tony Robbins, big fan of Zig Ziglar when he was alive, Tom Hopkins. I'm NLP certified, neuro-linguistic programming certified by one of the best trainers, top Tony Robbins trainers. I'm not saying this to impress a impress you, but to impress upon you that what I'm sharing with you is combined of all those events I attended, all of those masterful training sessions into this one presentation. Okay, and this is the system. All right. So script a 30-minute presentation. In this case, if you're part of the seniors mastermind, you all know about how to service, deliver, and execute in your network, right? You know how to grow your business, and you've done it. You've done it very well, but you want to take it to the next level. You know something that I don't know. I don't know about your network. I don't know your sales process. I don't know what seniors are looking for. I don't know what is their pain points, but you do, right? That tells me that you can script a 30-minute presentation on what you know that you are very good at and that you can share with the world that people want to hear. Does that make sense? You are all experts at your craft, just like I am in marketing. Script a 30-minute presentation on your unique ability, your unique selling proposition, who you are, and what you do, okay? Follow this case study if you want. In the beginning, it was a headline, right? You're gonna learn marketing. Here are 3 things that you can get out of this: lead generation, social media marketing, increasing your brand awareness. Here's who I am, that's my background. People buy from people they know, like, and trust, okay? Now here's what I'm gonna tell you. This is the format of the presentation. Follow it, take it. I like to swipe and deploy, copy and paste. Don't reinvent the wheel. Script your own presentation. Now take that presentation and turn it into attractive slides, just like this, okay? And if you don't have anyone, you could say, hey, Bernard, I'm not a designer, I'm not a developer. Don't worry. There's 99 Designs, there's Upwork, there's your niece or nephew, your son or daughter, there's a designer in maybe your family, there's a friend who can do it in exchange for money, in exchange for a favor, or however you want to do it, barter. But get those presentation slides into an attractive format. We use Google Slides, very easy to use. You can copy and paste and use Canva. Take that presentation and hit record. Donald just hit record. I heard it. It said, you are now recording this webinar. Guess what happens when you record that webinar? That content is captured. All it did was took me 30 minutes to script the presentation, and probably less than that because it's already in my head. You all know you can probably shoot off the hip on what you know, right? Record a presentation. Use Zoom. Use Camtasia. I'm giving you some tools in case you want to look it up later on. Camtasia is a great screen capture tool. Use Loom, Loom.com. Really good platform. Loom, you can basically open up this browser, hit record, send it via your phone or text to a prospect, right? Really important. Vimeo is really good. Thank you, MJ, for sharing that. We've used Vimeo as well. Great resource. Take that recording now, that 30-minute presentation, or it can be an hour, 45 minutes, whatever. Upload the link using rev.com. This is a mic drop. When I heard about Rev years ago, I was blown away. Okay, I said, "Wow, I'm an okay writer. You know, I can hold my own when it comes to writing, and I can tell a story and edit and grammar. But guess what? It takes so much time, right? You can literally take that recording that you just did and delivered via Zoom, and don't worry if you don't have an audience like this. You know, you can record it by yourself. You can talk to your puppy in the corner, just like I am right now, or you can deliver it here during the seniors mastermind. You know, I'm sure that's an open forum to deliver it. But guess what Rev does? It takes your video and transcribes it. It does it very efficiently and very quickly. You'll have it in a matter of minutes. Okay, you can do the human transcription at $1.25 a minute, or you can do the automated one, which is a couple cents on the dollar. Here's another source that you can use, otter.ai, OTTER.ai. It'll take that transcription and do it live. If I turned on Otter right now, the plugin, guess what? My words will be coming on the screen. Here's why this is important. Now you've taken your presentation, your knowledge of what you know about the pain points in your market, about your prospects' pain points. Now you became an industry expert because you take that presentation and you took that transcriptions and you gave it to a writer. You could use Text Broker, you could use Upwork, you could use your son or daughter, niece or nephew, someone who's doing journalist. You could give them the transcription. Guess what? They can make 10 to 15 articles just from that 30 minute to 1 hour presentation. Thank you, Donald, for putting those links inside of the chat. It's super helpful for those. This is the secrets. Remember, this is the system, right? And imagine this. I like the wow. Someone said wow, right? That's what I thought too. I was like, wow, no one is telling me this information. It would take, I remember I used to write blog posts. One article, 1,500 words. Guess how long it took me? It took me 4 hours. Can you believe that? It took me 4 hours. I had to write it, proofread it, make sure, then you go back to it, you grab a coffee or dinner, you go back to, oh, this was wrong, this was right. Let me edit it. Let me check it for spelling and grammar. Oh, the headline needs to be fixed. The description needs fixed. I don't have to worry about that anymore. I took my knowledge and I gave it to Rev and Text Broker or Upwork or a writer, right? We have a writer, of course, at the company, but if, before that, you could use something like Text Broker, or you could use freelance writers to take your knowledge and turn it into articles. Okay? Those articles, guess what? Now you are a published author, right? You can take those articles and you can put them, they'll write press releases for you. You could use it for guest posting. You could put it on your blog. You could put it on your website, right? You could PDF it. Shut the front door, I like that. You could PDF it, and now it's a downloadable ebook, right? It's content that you've never had, but now you have it, and it took you 30 minutes plus a couple outsourced techniques, okay? Guess what we did with it? Well, obviously we have a writer, she's amazing, Diane, she does all EXP Life articles, but I'm giving you access to how I think about content and the system behind it. If you don't have an editor or you don't have a team, you can use those tools I'm talking about. But the concept is still there. The system is still there. This one got shared 424 times, right? This one got so many views that it filled our event because we were promoting the event. Remember, AIDA, attention, interest, desire, action. Okay, now I'm going to go back and forth, not only to the system, but to the AIDA formula. You'll see the AIDA formula throughout this presentation. The headline is important. The image, the hero image is important. That's what you first see, right? He's smiling, his hands are up, right? He's welcoming. He caught your attention. Interest, entrepreneurial spirit. At 24 years old, he sold his first business. Wow, I'm interested now, right? To a Fortune 500 company. Very interesting. That promoted desire, right? Attention, interest, desire. The action, which you're not seeing is the bottom of the fold. The action was learn more about this through our events, right? Sign up for the Zoom webinar to learn more, right? That's the action, okay? All right, so I'm gonna take a pause right there to share with you a quote from Dale Carnegie. The only way on earth to influence other people is to talk about what they want and show them how to get it. All right, I'm gonna take a look at the chat bot. Again, I want this to be engaging. If you have any questions up to this point before we go to the next slides, I'll answer them. Let's see, have we had any experience using Jasper AI articles? Actually, I've heard about it and I had some friends use it and they had some good things about it. So now the question was, Jasper.ai. There's software out there now. That's one of them that do AI articles. They take your text and your writing and they actually use their artificial intelligence to create content, right? I think it could take you, me personally, without using it, I've used tools like that in the past. I think it'll take you but so far, maybe 80% of the way. I think it'll be great to give ideas. It'll be great to brainstorm and use. But personally, I would then take that 80% of the way that these AI softwares use and put your own touch to it, put your own personality into it, put your own headline. That's just some things that, remember, Steve Jobs talks about things that can't be outsourced, and it's creativity, right? That's the one thing that AI cannot do. They can't create the amazing ideas that you have in your head because they just don't have that. That's what you're for. So I think those AIs things can get you to so far. You're welcome. And then let's go to the next slides. Thank you for the questions. I really appreciate it. Turn that article and those images and that presentation to social posts, okay? Here's another mic drop. Now we had articles. Now we have social posts. You could turn these into 30 social posts. We've done it, right? You basically take a quote from that presentation, and now you could put quotes around it. Now it's a meme, a quote meme, right? You could copy and paste that first part of that article. You saw this here, right here. EXP agent Sean Palmer was just 24 years old, ... That was just the beginning of that article. Copy, paste, right? And putting the image there. You can cut those videos and turn into videos for YouTube, right? Now you can do it with Instagram Reels. You can do it with TikTok for those on the residential side. Commercial will get there. Commercial brokers are, they're on LinkedIn and Facebook, but you can use TikTok, right? You could take that article and turn it into at least 30 separate different posts, quotes, descriptions, captions, YouTube formats. All it took you was 30 minutes in the beginning to script out what you know, what you love doing, where you spent your career, right? Who's getting some valuable information before we go to the last two slides? Okay, the thumbs are up, we're going there. Love it, love it, love it. There it is. We use a social media scheduler called Sprout Social. Okay, there's a number of them. There's Hootsuite, Later.com. Pick and choose the one you like. We use Sprout Social because for the corporate, we have different social media platforms. But pick one. I'm a technologist, and it sounds like this group is highly tech-centric as well. I like playing with software and seeing what I like. I tried Hootsuite. Okay, it has some bells and whistles to it. I tried Later, but I would say just pick one and master it. HubSpot's another. They do some, social media scheduling. There's tons of these softwares out there. You take that meme and those images that you created, and maybe you say, hey, Bernard, I'm not a designer again. I can't create images. Don't worry about it. Use Canva. Go to Canva, use a free version or the paid one. Type in Facebook post template. Find a template, copy and paste that text, drop the graphic in there, a screenshot from the presentation. You could do a presentation just like this and screenshot it, right? Or you could even take slides from your presentation and screenshot them, right? What a great post right here. If I hit File, Save As, PNG, guess what? This is now an image. That's exactly how you probably saw some of these advertisements here. You just hit File, Save As. So I literally did this work in 30 minutes, but now we're leveraging it over and over and over again. All right, so you take those social posts, you spread them out throughout the month. We do it for the entire 6 months, right? We put an article here and there throughout the 6 months. That one presentation, now we have content for months. That's why we're going to share, right? This is the system. Now people will see your brand every single week, every single day, all the way until you stop content. Imagine if you did this every single week. What if you did a 30-minute presentation every single week? You would have your marketing system set up for the entire year. You'll be fine for the entire year, right? What most people do is they open up their phone and they're like, oh, let me think, what should I post? And then they spend an hour thinking about what to post. And then they don't do it the next day, right? Or they go back to, oh, I have something else I want to post. Look at Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, Tony Robbins. They say that social media is where it's at. It is. But back in the day, in order to get to millions of people, you would have to buy a television advertisement, a radio ad, which is very expensive, extremely expensive. Social media is free, right? And you can do it as many times as you like, right? And putting out this content is just a drop in the bucket, right? So they want to see what you're up to, and the people buy from people they know, like, and trust. All right, the last slide, and we'll go into some questions and answers and also some secret tactics, is now you take those social posts and guess what? You do the AIDA formula on them. The headline is important. The hero image, the image you use is important. Does it attract attention? Your whole goal as master marketers, which I'm teaching you all to be, is to become master marketers, right? You don't have to spend 90 grand on your MBA in marketing like I did. I'm giving to you all the gold nuggets I possibly can. Take your social posts, and your goal as master marketers is to stop the scroll. I read an article, and the time of attention span for folks now is, I believe, 6 to 8 seconds. You have to stop the scroll, meaning that when people grab their phone and they use their thumb and they scroll up and they scroll up and they scroll up, and guess what you do? You stop. And you're like, oh, that's interesting. You stop for a second, they scroll up and scroll. Your goal is to stop. Make those people stop. Read your message, click on that, get to your article, get to your website, fill out the form, contact you, because guess what? That's a prospect, okay? Take that prospect that called you, emailed you, and now follow up. And you all are masters at that. You can text them now, you can email them, you can send them a note, you can smoke signals, you can do direct mail, but get in front of them, right? Because this is how you can grow your business. I'm gonna guarantee you this, the person with the most leads will win in business. If your phone call and your email is lighting up like it is mine, and are constantly giving you opportunities, guess what? You will never run out of business. That's the whole goal, right? If we're doing this for a living and this is our profession, and imagine if everyone's knocking on your door for what you have to offer. Imagine that. Imagine they're walking in and out of your door looking for what you have to offer because you're the expert. You are placing people in beautiful homes. You're placing seniors in the places where they need to be. You're attracting them. You're creating interest and desire and call to action. All right, let's pause right there for any questions. I'm gonna leave this screen up here for the next session. Who has some questions? Fortune favors the bold. And don't be afraid to unmute or put the questions in the chat.
Come on, folks, we got 23 minutes left. Let's get those questions out. Bernard is extremely knowledgeable in this marketing space. We don't have.
And I love answering questions. Any question? If you don't have a question, I'm going to toss one out for you all. Okay.
I got
Here's
one.
my question to you. You have one? Okay, perfect.
How much weight does LinkedIn carry over things like Facebook? I personally can't stand Facebook, although I'm there, but I've been trying to really grind on LinkedIn.
I say if you are going to grind on LinkedIn, you're doing great channel. Great channel to be on. That's where we're focusing on the corporate side is LinkedIn, because guess what people do on LinkedIn? They put their best photo, they put the best foot forward. They tell you what they do for a living through the job title and description. They put their entire history on there, like here's where I work and here's the school I went to. They're putting their best foot forward, and guess what? Those are really good prospects, right? People on the other channels for entertainment, right? They're kind of looking around or looking at funny videos. LinkedIn, you log into LinkedIn, oh, I'm trying to build my network, and you all know network equals net worth. All right, great question. Vince is asking, is YouTube a good place to record videos? I think so. YouTube is great. So I would say elevate the level of videos if you possibly can. I didn't have time to put the setup here in the studio, but we have a DSLR that takes really good video with the lighting. Have a really strong background that you want to convey. Also, lighting is important, and having mics. Right now, I'm just using a speakerphone, but we have here, I could swing, this mic across here, and it's a podcast mic that will basically kind of, speak into it and all that stuff. So there's a production behind the stuff. Not today, I just didn't have time to set it up. But I would say if you are going to record videos, elevate the video, the lighting, and the mic. Okay, great question. All right. Salespeople who regularly share content are 45% more likely to exceed quota. You have to share. Here's a system. Take a screenshot of this. And then while you're taking a screenshot of that, there is a hand up. I like seeing that hand up. Feel free to unmute and.
Bernard, I have a question to add on to what Ed was saying with the LinkedIn. I have heard someone say that it's really not necessarily important or good to maybe put a bunch of realtors that on there to maybe draw in a crowd that you're trying to draw in. What advice can you give us about who to connect with on LinkedIn to draw our crowd?
So great question. It's all about the target audience and the prospects you're trying to attract, right? You're not trying to just attract your competition, right? And I would say if there is complementary people, service providers that service those people, what a great area. If they're already servicing the senior market, maybe it's insurance, maybe it's financial freedom, right? Maybe it's influencers in the space that talk about anti-aging is big in the senior market, right? Imagine those influencers are already reaching your target audience. If you were to interview those folks, if you were to provide value to those folks, if you were to do joint webinars, joint ebooks, joint ventures where you can come in. I like to always go the opposite way. If someone's going this way, go the opposite way because we're all master marketers here, right? It's the purple cow that stands out. Now, if you're driving down the field and you saw a purple cow, that would stand out, right? Right. And Seth Godin talks about that. If there was all brown cows and there's a purple cow in the middle, you're like, what is that purple cow? You need to stand out. So I would say, if I were to tackle this market, I would do joint ventures with folks already hitting that target audience. That guess what happens? All the real estate agents that are trying to do it, they're doing the same thing. They're on this track. You're swimming the opposite way. That's what I would do. I would interview folks, maybe anti-aging experts. I would interview about health, whatever the pain point is. Great question.
Elder law attorneys, that's good.
That's a good one too. Succession, yep, great one. All right. And I know we have a few more minutes here. I'm just gonna go through some marketing tactics, some advanced tactics, but before we do that, here's a system. Step one, create a 30-minute presentation. Okay. You saw it here. We just finished it in 30 minutes. Create attractive slides. We use Google Slides. You can use Canva. You can use Upwork, 99 Designs. If you're not a designer, don't worry about it. Focus on the presentation. Focus on the storytelling. Focus on what you know best. Give it to someone else to design it. Record the presentation. Use Zoom, Camtasia, Loom. Transcribe the content using Rev, Otter. I think Apple has one too now. I think you can do, you can talk into the phone on your notepad and do transcriptions just like you do text. You can do that on your phone, right? I remember when I was creating content, walk the dog, have an idea, talk it into Rev. Rev has an app, talk into Rev. By the time I went back to the office, it was already transcribed. Give it to my assistant to go down and start creating articles around it. Already done, right? This is a whole system. Turn those transcriptions into 5 to 10 articles or more. Okay. Again, you can use text broker, you could use niece and nephews, journalists, writers. You'll find the perfect fit for that. Canva, one of my favorite softwares, hands down. Photoshop was too much. Not too much for cost. It was too much bells and whistles. There's like toolbars and like all types of things. Like it's almost like you're in a space shuttle to learn Photoshop. Use Canva. It's a beautiful software. Woman-owned software, minority-owned women software too. $1 billion annual recurring revenue. Yes, really, really big fan. Use a social schedule tool called Sprout Social, Later, Hootsuite. There's a number of them, right? And then lastly, collect the leads and follow up, right? So, oh, Riz, good seeing you on the call. I've seen our back and forth on Workplace and all that good stuff. Nice to see
Yeah,
you.
hey, I was just dropping in.
Yes, thank you. That's so great. That's so great. See some familiar faces. All right. So lastly, some advanced tips. Okay. You all know that the AIDA formula is what I'm preaching and what I'm sharing with you. If that was the only thing you took away from today's presentation, you've got something great, because now you can use that AIDA formula to now think about when you're designing things, when you're talking about presentations, right? The headline is everything. The image is everything. That's the AIDA formula, right? Okay, so with that, now your marketing hat on, headline and images are everything. That is it. The human reptile brain can only see a few things very fast, and they make decisions very quickly. So in the marketing hat, with the marketing hat, it's the headline and it's the images. Remember back in the day when we used to, read a newspaper? I'm still old school like that. I like to read the newspaper or magazines. I like to touch things and feel it and read that way. Even my books, my bookshelf is large. I don't like reading on an Apple iPad. I remember getting an Amazon Kindle one day. I returned it the next day. I was like, I couldn't figure it out. I didn't want to read it. Yes, great, you can put thousands of books on one little device and walk around, but I really like highlighting things. And so here's the thing, everyone else will read the headline and the image. That is your marketing. If you master that, you've already got 80% of the way there, okay? So again, quote, aesthetics is the core design principle that defines a design's pleasing qualities. Layman's terms, make sure it's really designed well. People can see a good design. Good design means a lot of white space. If this was all text, you wouldn't be able to read it, right? It's only a few lines, okay? Here's a hack, growth hack. The word hack comes from just a fast way, a simple way, inexpensive way to do something very quickly and effectively, okay? Go to Google Images, type in Google, then hit the button Images, okay? Then go to your seniors network. What's a seniors magazine? AARP, is that one
Yes.
magazine? Okay.
AARP, AMAC,
Okay.
there's several different ones.
Guess what? I'm gonna go and just do this live demo here. So let's go AARP and then magazine. Give me 1 second, then I'll share the screen. Magazine covers. Now we can do a live demo right here. Okay. You all are focusing targeted on seniors. I would use Google Images. Type in AARP magazine covers. Now you've got the best headlines for your marketing material. You can go on social media and you can start talking about, let's see, save big at 55. Wow, right? That's a great headline, right? Kind of small print here, but I'm just kind of looking and seeing what these headlines are, right? New American Diet, lose weight, live longer. Okay, that's people that are selling health, right? Spend smart, save more. What a great headline, right? Can't see, it's a little too tiny, but you all get the point. You can swipe and deploy headlines that have been printed on magazines. Here's why this is so important. The top copywriters in the world are those that write these headlines. They write them for headlines of magazines. They write them for headlines of Amazon book titles and covers. They write them for headlines for movies, right? The reason why they're the top paid copywriters in the world is because guess what? Their job is to get your attention, to get your consumers' attention, to get your prospects' attention. Remember, they used to have magazines in the grocery aisle? And when you're putting your groceries on the conveyor belt, you would sit there and you grab a magazine, you would buy one. Now they have other things like candy because I think it makes more money, or they have other things on there. But back in the day, you would have a shelf of magazines. The top copywriters in the world already written your headlines for you. Copy and paste, obviously make it your own, swipe and deploy, but a great way to look at headlines, okay? Here's another thing. Remember we said headlines and images are big. 2 favorite books on this subject. You don't need an MBA in marketing to do this. All you need is these 2 books, Words That Sell and Wizards of Ads. Someone wrote a book on the most powerful words that sell. We're all in the business of selling, right? We have to sell ourselves. We have to sell our products and services. You have to sell your business. Why not use the language and the jargon why people buy? Words That Sell, Wizard of Ads. It's on my shelf. It should be on yours. What a great investment. $14 will get you these books. You could put it on your desk and flip through it. So whenever you're writing that email to that prospect or that text message or that social media post, you're using Words That Sell. Okay. I'm going to do one more slide because I think this is important. Back to the headlines. Okay. There's an article by BuzzSumo. What they've done, and just Google this, 100 million articles analyzed. What you need to write the best headlines 2021. That was last year, but I'm sure they updated this. But the whole point of this article, it's a lengthy one too, and not many people know about it. The reason I know about it is because BuzzSumo is a software, and what they do is analyze social media posts across the web. And they say, out of all these millions of social media posts that people have created, not only influencers, but regular people, here are the best ones. They've analyzed it and they said, the reason why those headlines work, these are the ones that get the most engagement, the most shares, the most clicks, the most follows. Will make you, ... will make you money. This, buying this one investment will make you money. We'll make you richer, we'll make you healthier, we'll make you younger. Right? What a great headline, will make you. Okay. This is why ... It's fantastic, right? This is why you fill in the blank in your business, right? Only X in dot, right? Here's the only one thing you need to know. If you got out of this presentation, the AIDA formula, here's the one thing you need to know to be a really good marketer, right? Wouldn't you want to click on that? That's great, right? Okay, so if you want to stay connected, I would invite you to stay connected. Make sure that go on LinkedIn. My last name's unique. You can find me. Would love to always, see what you're up to, see how I can service you. And I can't get to everyone's message in a timely manner. So I get a lot of messages every single day, but please connect with me, right? And then I would like to just learn more about you. And hopefully, if you're in the Orange County area, connect with me, grab some coffee. And I hope I was at service to you today. Got some head nods. All right. Let's open up the mic a little bit.
Great word.
And
Great instruction.
thank you. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate that. Here's how I wrap up calls. Remember, it's all about what you take away from it, right? If we could just go around the room and just tell me one thing that you're going to do from this presentation, just one thing. And we're going to hold each other accountable, right? I'm sure Donald's going to hold you accountable because he's going to see you next week. So let's just go around and just say 1, 2, 3 words of what you're going to do based on this presentation. All right, start from left to right, open up the mic, talk over each other. Who cares? Let's just hear it. Shout it all out.
Get the books.
Interview.
Images. Google the images.
Page on LinkedIn.
Podcasts.
Create a video.
Ooh, good one. Who's that creative video?
Headlines.
Bob did. Marianne, great. The headlines. Focus on the headlines.
Interview community leaders.
Ooh, that's a really good one. Wonderful. Donald and team, thank you very much for the invitation. I'm gonna let you all have your meeting so you can do logistics and cleanup, but I will see you in the virtual world, and then I'll see you on LinkedIn. All. Thank you so much today.
Another great website to look at is Answer the Public.
I use that all the time. That's a gem. Answer the Public is really good.
It's a great website to go out and find what people are searching for.
I use that along with Google. It is one of my favorite ways to get content ideas.
Bernard, I just checked my LinkedIn is still pending your approval for your connection.
All right. You'll get it today. Once I get off here, I'll grab some coffee again and I'm gonna hit accept, and I'll see you, Ed, in LinkedIn.
Hope to see you, shareholders.
Yes, I will be there. If you're there, grab me, please say hello. Let's take a photo.
We're there.
Let's grab some coffee together.
Awesome. Bernard, thank you so much for coming again and giving us all those golden nuggets that you always give.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it. Have a wonderful week all, and I'll see you in the virtual or live world. Take care, all. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, everybody, for coming tonight. We look forward to seeing you next week. And the following week, we will be off. We will not be having this as EXP is having their annual shareholders conference. So we will be there.
So we'll be here next week, but not the week after.
Correct. So we look forward to seeing everybody next week. Have a great time. Have a great evening. And we'll see you then. Thank you.